Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well. From wherever you watch this channel, many Kenyans believe that if e-procurement is introduced, one that the courts suspended, again, there was going to be massive corruption. Now, talking about ecitizen, PS Belio Kipsang.
So as much as we have the ecitizen system and the machinery, we still would go to the service provider, somebody who would make sure that it is maintained. Yes, and that is the essence of acquiring these three firms. One for technical, which is the webmaster. Two is for the gateway, which is the PESA flow. And three, for feedback mechanism through the SMS, which is olive tree. So, and I've said today, on average would be up to the other day, as we start the new year, I think we've been paying almost 115 to 120 million per month, which is an average of around 1.1 billion shillings in a year. Yeah. Okay. And in a year, as I said earlier, we collect daily between 750 million to 1 billion shillings. Daily. That's what we collect daily.
According to the PS, he says that the only expense that ecitizen encounters is around 1.1 billion per year. Now, this 1.1 billion, ladies and gentlemen, is on the service providers. Money which is being paid for maintaining the system, 1.1 billion. Now, the biggest conversation I've seen here is that people are asking, how comes the Ministry of ICT cannot be allowed to maintain this? Because pay 1.1 billion to a service provider, whereas Kenya has a Ministry of ICT, is wasting money. So I'd like us to go into the nitty-gritties of what the PS has told us here, because it makes sense, by the way. Why pay 1.1 billion? Let's say, for example, if Kenya decides to maintain a team of ICT people who will maintain this system. Let's assume these people are paid $1 million each, and they are 3. That means the government will be spending 3 million. Let's give these people house allowance of 300,000 each. So we have 4 million. That is the expenditure. Let us give these people security, security, bodyguards. Let's give them another expenditure of 1 million. Now we have 5 million. Now 5 million in a month. Now let's say, for example, in 1 year, how much are we going to pay? 5 by 12, which gives us 60 million. So it means the government shall have paid 60 million to a team that manages the platform. But what the PS has told us is that the government is paying 1.1 billion per year to manage the ecitizen platform. So I'd like us to go into this debate took place at the NTV Kenya. And without wasting much time, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this statement from the PS.
I was indicating that these three firms were brought on board through a procurement process. So it is not that we woke up one morning and say these are the people who will maintain our system. They went through a process and they were identified. And one is that it was easier for them, and maybe they had a better competitive advantage, having been the ones who developed the system. And therefore it was easier for them to be able to give the way in which they'll maintain. And I always give an analogy, when you buy a car, if you buy a Toyota, you don't buy the Toyota service center. You buy the car and you'll still go back to the service center run by Toyota Kenya. So as much as we have the ecitizen system and the machinery, we still would go to the service provider, somebody who would make sure that it is maintained. Yes, and that is the essence of acquiring these three firms. One for technical, which is the webmaster. 2 is for the gateway, which is the PESA flow, and 3 for feedback mechanism through the SMS, which is Olive Tree. So these 3 farms were acquired through a procurement process so that they would be able to support us in ensuring that services are properly, so the system is properly maintained, and to ensure that Kenyans optimize in getting the services that they would require.
Okay.
Now, I have said on average, there are bands within which there was an agreement on how we shall run our systems, where we said if we have this number of services, then it would cost this much to maintain them. Maybe the first 2,000 services would cost us this much. When services go to 5,000, then it would cost this much. When they go to what we have today, 22,000, then it would cost this much, because it was not arbitrary. It was a system that it went through a way in which we made assessment on how much it would cost us as you progress in the number of services. And that is how we have done it. And I've said today, on average would be up to the other day, as we start the new year, I think we've been paying almost 115 to 120 million per month. Which is an average of around 1.1 billion shillings in a year. Yeah.
Okay.
And in a year, as I said earlier, we collect daily between 750 million to 1 billion shillings. Do you remember I said when we took up the system, we were collecting 60 million shillings? Yeah. Today we collect up to 1 billion shillings per day.
Per day.
Yeah, on this particular system. So in a year, we pay almost 1.1 billion shillings to maintain this system. But you see, in a year, we collect almost 250.
345.
Yeah, assuming we were working every day.
Okay.
Yeah, but on average, maybe 250 to 300 billion shillings.
All right.
In that statement, it's clear that the government pays 1.1 billion. Let's just say, for example, the government budgeted 100 million to maintain the system. Don't you think that would have been enough? But a 1 billion on the system. I have seen people react to this video from, for this statement from PS Kipsang, and someone was asking a very important question. Then, that how comes government projects, they normally run in billions? If it's maintenance, you see it's billions. Let me tell you something. I think this is also something that was shared here. Someone by the name Gerald Tweet shared something. Let me just take you through this tweet before we offer a reaction to the PS Kipsang's remarks. And Gerald says, meaning the Ministry of ICT is useless if most of the lucrative government installed systems and maintenance have to be outsourced. So, but what could be the reason why the government is choosing to outsource everything? Because the biggest question is, what is the ministry doing now? If everything is being outsourced, all the expenditure are going out, whereas we can hire a team, a good team, pay them well, so that they cannot think about corrupting the system. Pay them well so that they can be focused on building the system. We can even, in fact, we can even send them to China, to the US, for more training, so that they can come up with the robust systems that will manage our country's services. I think this is the main reason why you find that the governors are rejecting this e-procurement portal. Kwa sababu wanaona kwamba hii ni njia nyingine ya watu kukula. If they are given the e-procurement portal, the next thing utasikia the government is spending 1 billion on maintenance, 1 billion on maintaining it. I think this is the main reason why the governors wanakataa hii mambo. Koti pia ilikataa mambo e-procurement. Lakini nimeona mali imeandikwa kwamba serikali imesema ita implement, governors wapende, wasipende. Hiyo si shauri yao. The government will do it. So, then there's also another conversation that I came across. Someone was saying that, okay, fine, if the court decides to suspend, basi zile manual procurement forms zikijazo zipelekwe judiciary and they provide funds, that the government will only finance the ones that come through the e-procurement portal, the bidding and tenders that come through that portal. You see, that's a very strong message. The court wamepeana 2 ways, manual and system one, but the government will only use the system one. So that would mean the governors will at the end of the day be forced to use the system one. That is why there's someone who was saying something that koti imechanganya watu. Koti imefanya governors wafurahi, lakini if you come to think of it, the court has not totally suspended it. It has given both. You can use the automated one and use the system one. That means you can choose which one to use. So that means the government can say, we will not process the ones on manual. They can just decide to defy court order. Or say, we will only recognize the system one. So the counties will be forced to now use the system. So I think the courts pale kuna venye walicheza na Kenya akili. Wangesema kwamba manual system itumike, the automated one is tumike kabisa. It would have made sense. But they said zote tumike. Now with this statement from PS Belio Kipsang kwamba 1.1 billion is being spent on maintenance only. And then we don't have the e-procurement. But if you have the e-procurement, again you'll be told another 1 billion is being spent on the e-procurement. So naona hapo kuna ukora ndani yake. So these are the main reasons why Kenyans are asking, kwani you can't employ ICT people who can do these things. Yeah? Then how comes everything only 1 billion kwenda juu? System ni billion, SHA ni billion. So if SHA was priced at 100 and something billion, kwani maintenance ni ngapi? I'll look for that information. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this statement from PS Kipsang kwamba wanalipa bilioni nzima kwa maintenance ya ecitizen portal? Ukipewa bilioni moja saizi utafanya nini? That's a lot of money. Na si 1 year peke yake. As long as ecitizen inakuwa inatumika kitumika for 10 years, that is 10 billion imeenda. In fact, hiyo ni 11 billion imeenda because it's 1.1. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to rest my case there. But just go below in the comment section and tell us what to think about this latest revelation. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe. Like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you once again for choosing YOLENO TV as your favorite political channel.